Did you know that the future is now? Transportation is changing forever. Trucks are never going to be the same. In fact, what we're about to tell you might just be some of the most groundbreaking historical information you'll ever hear. As you may know,
All right, well, I got some brand new breaking news that possibly that Trevor Milton is stepping down as CEO. And I wanted to start off with that video because, you know, the marketing behind that video is really, really good. So if this Nikola Badger actually does get created at some point in the future, remember they haven't actually created this vehicle. This is all just in theory. This is just a marketing video, right? So what we do know, this is breaking news coming in from Freight Waves, and let's give it some time. This is a developing story. This could be false, but I'm assuming it's true based on the information that Trevor posted in the past few days. He's gone radio silent, just responding to the short seller report that I made in the last video on. And basically he admitted to a lot of these things in this press release. So I think it was a bad job by them putting out that press release, probably under a lot of pressure to put something out fast, and they did not do a good job. They basically admitted to rolling down the semi-truck that wasn't working, that's not ready at any level. It's just the pusher. They admitted that in the press release, along with some other things. You can take a look at this in full detail, but this report did not make them look any better. If we take a look at the stock price, we may be seeing at $34. This might be the highest price that Nikola ever comes in at. Assuming the company survives and Trevor is not a part of the company anymore, if you guys are holding shares, you're going to have to hold them for a long time to see any kind of profitability. In the short term, it looks like there's going to be an investigation. There's going to be General Motors possibly pulling out, and the company doesn't have a lot of money to leverage. Even though they have $700 million in the bank, Nikola's financials are currently unaudited. We don't know if the numbers are correct, but according to this, they have a little bit less than $700 million in the bank, $20 million per month in a burn rate based on their financials that they've given us. This is public, but not audited, right? So they also signed a deal where they have to pay General Motors up to $700 million, and they also have the factory. So they can't produce anything. They don't have anything in production of any sort. They don't have any revenues. They just have a bunch of liabilities, false claims in their marketing, and the CEO, which at very best is looking just like he's in over his head. You know, someone that doesn't have the business background, say like Elon Musk and Tesla, or they don't have the track record. This might be a little bit too much for him to handle right now with all the pressure and investing on all these investors that are on board now, wondering what the heck's going to happen in the next few months. So it looks to me, if you guys are holding shares, it might be a good time to sell immediately if you haven't already sold from the last video. This little pump and dump here with the General Motors deal, we're probably never going to see that kind of $50 mark again. And if you remember, like, this company was shares price was almost $80 back when they did the pre-order push here. See, they're doing a pre-order on a car or a truck, the Badger, which, you know, in theory would be nice, I guess. But, you know, they're talking about 2 years, maybe 3 years until actually sales. Assuming the deal goes through and the company is not investigated further. So worst case scenario is that this share price is going to zero and this company is done. Best case scenario is probably Trevor is out of the company but still holding shares, and some of these deals, this GM deal probably falls through, and then SEC looks into things, and you know, they stay in business for another 2 or 3 years. Worst case scenario is that they're out of business by the end of the year, and the investigation's an ongoing process. This things can take a long time. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of short sellers coming in, which would make sense. This is a classic example of what happens when a scam gets too big. Newbie investors hump on board, they're misinformed, and then the people that are holding the big money, you know, the big buyers into the company, which are actually a lot of Trevor Milton's family. They have a lot of shares. Trevor himself has 20%. I think his rest of his family has 10%. So they own like something like 33%, like $3 to $4 billion currently in value, which could be nothing. So yeah, that is the current news. I'll keep you guys up to date. But Trevor hasn't posted anything. But this is a breaking news story coming in from Freedom Waves today, developing story. We'll make another video if we get some more information and share some more details. But like I said, best case scenario is that they're in business for 2 to 3 more years, and they get some kind of truck, this Badger, out to the public at the $50 to $100 price point, 100,000. But Trevor Milton's most likely not going to be part of the company. They do have 350 employees. Of course, a lot of these things do fail at some point. Tesla has almost gone out of business, ran out of money many times, and that's with the backing of Elon Musk and just like an insane amount of investors, and the amount of money that he already had coming in from PayPal. So it was very difficult to keep that company afloat. That's even with subsidies, with the electric cars and the solar business. So we're talking about a business, hydrogen cars, which there's never been a hydrogen car that I'm aware of that's being sold right now, right? They don't have fuel stations for these hydrogen cars, where the electric car has been around for a long time. And, of course, there's infrastructure that's built, it's in everybody's house. You just plug it in. So, they have a much bigger hurdle to climb versus Tesla, and Tesla has barely made it. Many times that they're almost on the brink of bankruptcy. So now Tesla's doing good. If you guys are holding any kind of shares still in Nikola, maybe just move them over to Tesla. Battery Day is coming out, I don't know, I think tomorrow. So looking forward to that one. Should be some good, exciting news with a lot of less controversy over at Tesla.